The warning had been carved into the barn beam long before the rancher bought the land. "Don't look there." The words were jagged, desperate, as if cut by a shaking hand. Every hired man noticed it. Every hired man asked. And every one of them quit within a week. The rancher pretended it was superstition, a frontier joke left by drunks or cowards. Still, every night he felt it, the pull of that locked cellar door beneath the old house. Wind moaned through the boards, whispering like a voice that knew his name. He told himself he wouldn't go down there. He told himself some secrets were meant to rot. But curiosity gnawed at him like hunger. On the seventh night, when the moon hung red and low, he stood barefoot on the cellar steps, lantern shaking in his grip. The door was chained, rusted, sealed with a cross burned into the wood. His heart pounded. He remembered the warning. He remembered the men who fled without pay. Then he did what every man before him had done. He unlocked it. The air below was thick, sour, like old blood and wet earth. His lantern light crawled across stone walls scratched with tally marks. Hundreds of them, counting days, counting screams. He stepped down, each footfall echoing too loud. In the corner sat a wooden chair bolted to the floor. Dark stains soaked the legs. Chains hung from the ceiling, swaying gently, though there was no wind. His stomach twisted. "Just animals," he whispered. "Has to be." Then he saw the tiny shoe near the drain. A child's shoe. He gagged. The floor sloped toward a rusted grate clogged with hair. Long hair. Women's hair. He stumbled back, breath tearing from his chest. This wasn't myth. This wasn't legend. This was real, and it had been happening for years. His hands shook as he turned, then froze. Something moved in the dark behind him. A soft drag. A breath that wasn't his. The lantern beam caught a face half hidden by shadow. A woman. Skeletal. Eyes too big for her skull. Her wrists were raw, flesh torn by iron. She tried to speak but only a wet sound came out. The rancher staggered back, horror slicing through him. "Who did this?" he whispered. She raised a shaking finger, and pointed at him. Memory slammed into his mind. Nights he couldn't recall, stains he'd scrubbed from his hands, dreams of screaming that felt too real. His knees buckled. "No," he choked. "That wasn't me." But the tally marks on the wall matched his calendar upstairs. The chains had grooves worn by his touch. The chair fit his height perfectly. He remembered now, drinking himself blind, something inside him waking when he slept. A monster wearing his skin. The woman collapsed, still staring. He knew then what the warning meant. Don't look there, because once you see, you can't deny who you are. At dawn, smoke rose from the ranch. Neighbors arrived to find the house burned to the ground, cellar sealed in ash. Inside the ruins they found bodies, men, women, children, stacked like forgotten bones. And in the middle, the rancher, hanging from a beam, rope tight around his neck. Carved into his chest with a knife were the same words from the barn. Don't look there. The sheriff never understood. The town whispered for years. Some said the devil lived on that land. Some said the rancher went mad. But old-timers knew the truth. The warning wasn't about what lived down there. It was about what lived inside him. And every time the wind blows across those burned fields, folks swear they hear chains rattling, and a man sobbing, begging himself not to look.